Hi guys, welcome back for another update. This is update 10 I think, and I've finally made a decision on my wave makers. So I've already got one MP40 quiet drive. I was considering swapping over to the Neptune waves, but as the MP40 that I've already got is it's not very old, I kind of figured I was going to lose some money on that, and it's a perfectly good pump. It is as they say, very quiet. So what I've done is I've now purchased a second one for the other end of my tank. So I was just going to run through with you what you get in the box from brand new, so you can have a look. I mean, I'm sure there's quite a few of these videos on the internet now, but I'll just run through with how I'm going to put it on my tank, where I'm going to put it, and hopefully I'll run through all the connections in the Neptune Apex and how you can program it on there rather than the ReefLink, which I don't tend to use due to connection problems. All my Ecotech equipment, the Radions and the pumps, will be controlled through the Neptune Apex. So I'll just carry on and get this unboxed. So first of all, this is brand new. It's still sealed, so everything that comes in that you'll see now is going to be from new. You can just get that seal open. So I mean, it's very well packaged, and you know, it's quite a nice looking box. So this is as it comes. So obviously your setup guide here, and there's also the sticky pads here are for the little zip tie holders for holding the cables out of the way. So just in there. It's just a quick instruction book, and that runs through everything we should have in the box, and also how they recommend installing it, and the various modes that you can put it in. For anyone that doesn't know too much about the Vortex, I'm sure we all do now, but they do have quite a few different modes and patterns and some bobs, so there's quite a bit of information in there for anything that you might want to set up. So as I said, you get these little sticky pads for holding the clips, which hold the cables out of the way. So on to the actual contents. First of all, we've got the wet side with the foam protector, which I think that these are for anemones and such. If you have an anemone in your tank and it's on the move, you can place that on there, and that will stop it from getting in the pump, or certainly reduce the chances of it. They're like a velvety feel on the back there. Pump itself, I mean, this is the MP40, so that's for size, that's how big we are. The power pack, and which I think are the improved controller. I much prefer the black to the white ones that were on the early editions. I think they look a bit smarter, very easy to use. And then just underneath there are the different spacers for however thick your grass is. So 6 to 13 mil. So we are going to need this one. That's my tank. It's made out of 10 mil glass. So yeah, that's the contents of the box. It's just the rest of the yeah, that is the MP40, and I shall run through in a second how I'll go about setting it up on the aquarium. Okay, so before we install the new MP40, just thought I'd show you the pump that it's going to be replacing. It's probably massively underpowered for the size of the aquarium, which is obviously one of the reasons it needs replacing. but it was just a pump that I had lying around from an old tank, just to give a little bit of flow. I'll be honest, I'm not totally sure what it is, who it's made by. It was just put in there literally to help mix the salt, and just to give as much flow as I could with what I had until the new MP40 is put on the tank. Right, it's time to get the new pump installed. Right, okay, let's get this pump installed. So the first thing we're going to do, I'm going to take this spacer, which is recommended for 6 to 13mm glass. My aquarium is 10mm, so this is the space that I'll need, and literally that will just clip over the front of the pump. They're sort of rubbery, and they just click on over the front, and that is the spacer installed. Then with my handy chair, so I can reach, we will position roughly where we want the MP40. I always just rotate the wet side a little bit in the water in case there are any air bubbles trapped in it, because otherwise it will spit air bubbles out. So if there is anything trapped, hopefully they'll find a way out. And all we do is just pair the two sides up, and providing you've got the right spacer on there, it should hold itself in place. While we just sort everything else out. So they are as simple as that when it comes to putting them on the tank. So what we need to do next, take our power supply. Everything's got a lot of ties on it. Get rid of that. And again, with this one. So from this side of the power brick into the controller, and then from this one we can then put it in. And there we have it. Green is the constant mode. So if I just move the camera a little bit, you'll see we have operation. And if it is on the lowest setting, but if I just put the camera near the pump, literally the only noise you can hear is that from the surface water. So if we just turn that up a little bit, you can see there. That's at 50% now. And there is a very slight hum, but if you were to have the TV on, or even not stand right next to it, it's very hard to hear. Plus the wet side might need moving a tiny bit. Sometimes you do have to just move them around a little bit just to make sure they are right in line. That's it. There are some final touches to do, but that is basically the cabling to sort out with the sticky pads. That will just be held here. Keep it out of the way. So I'll finish up and come back to you guys when everything's finished. Okay, so here's the pump now with all the tags for the wiring. It is a good idea to use these. If the pump did detach itself from the grass, it's not going to drop down and damage it. It will just obviously be secured by the wire. I've never known one to detach itself from the grass. Maybe if you use the wrong size spacer for the grass thickness, it could possibly happen. But they do tend to have quite a good connection between the pump and the wet side. And then just to show what a difference in pumps makes, obviously I've had that the pumping that wasn't sufficient, and now I've got this snowstorm from all the crud that's been lifted up off the rocks. And obviously if you can see there the water movement that I've got now with all that crud moving about in it. But yeah, I am happy with the flow that I've got now. Obviously the pumps will want a little bit of tinkering just to get a pattern that I like. In the evening I might ramp them up a little bit just to stir up anything that has settled on the rocks. So next I'll try and run through the Neptune Apex setup for you. Okay, so I'm just going to run through in Fusion how easy it is to set the Vortec pumps up. This is my Fusion dashboard. There's not a great deal on it at the moment. There are lots of different things you can add to this. Here is my dosing system, but the thing we're going to look at today is up here. So controlled by the same module, the WXM. I've already got my Radeon lights, and just to have a quick it's very similar to the ReefLink in the way that you can see exactly what the light pattern is, and down here literally you can click and change what you want. But I will go back to the pumps now. So these are the tiles. To adjust anything you just click on this little cog at the side here. I've already renamed this one, so I'll go into this. There is a wizard just to help you run through things. So first of all, I'm just going to rename it. This is on the left hand end of the tank, so for now just call it Vortec L. So that's renamed already. Here you can see the current modes it's running and the time, and this will give you a rough graph of the power. So I'm going to leave it pretty much as it is. However, I am just going to change this pulse mode to tidal swell, which is quite a rough setting, and hopefully that will just stir up any muck. So literally to do that, you just adjust point, and so this will be for the if you want to keep it on the pulse, so we don't want to do that, so we need to click on this one. And here you have all the same modes as what's on the controller with the different colours. So I'll just click tidal. I believe that's like a purpley colour on the controller. So now it's on tidal swell. I'm going to up the power a little bit just to make sure we do kick up some muck. So all we need to do is put in, I'll put that at 70%. You can see there it's just adjusted the graph, and really I need that dropping down, so I think I'll get rid of this. If I want to get rid of this point here altogether, you can just remove that one. And my tidal swell, I don't want it starting quite so late, so I'm going to just adjust the time, and I shall have that. I think go for 8 o'clock. So at 8 o'clock it should be ramping down, but I don't want it running right through till midnight. So again, I'm just going to change this point. So I'll have it running for around an hour. So if I take this one down to 9 o'clock, so as you can see, it should drop down. I don't want it running very long. I don't want to mess up, you know, churn everything up for too long. So it will, from that hour, gradually wind down to the overnight speed, and then it slowly ramps back up. So it's just a quick tutorial on how easy it is to change things on the dashboard, and then just to set everything. That will then send it, and the pumps will start doing what we want. So you can see it just gives it, you can change it now, and that will give me a good variation of different flow throughout the day. Probably don't want that one on 100%. Again, changed. So we'll just update that. Obviously with the reef crest on the pump, it will ramp up and down, same as it does if you set it on the controller. If I want to check the other pump, so on here it's the same sort of thing. I don't really want that on 100%. I think that's going to be too much. So let's drop that to 70. And with a pulse, you can actually set how long you want the pulses for. So that's it. If I want that at, say, a nice 10-second pulse. So that's it. Probably I'll leave it at that and see what it does, and I can always change it if I need to. So yeah, it's a very quick demo of just how easy it is to change things on the Apex. The salt probe is known for being a little inaccurate, so I don't tend to go with that one. So that's it for the quick Apex Fusion demo.